All right, good to have you back. This is a second video on the tune, the great Cole Porter tune called Night and Day. It's a nice, easy one to start to get a grip on and solo over. A nice, simple melody and nice, simple changes as well. Now, in the first video, I went through a bit of an analysis of what is happening in the chord part of things. In the progression, in the harmony, and as you can see here, the first chord that we're starting with is an A flat major 7. So let's just talk about that a little bit because it's sort of important. In the real book chart, the first chord is a D minor 7, a D minor 7 flat 5, right? And so what is the relationship between a D minor 7 flat 5 and an A flat major 7? You'd think, man, those seem so different. Well, actually, they're not all that different. What they do have in common is they both come from the key of C minor. And here's a C natural minor scale, right? And the A flat major 7 is the flat 6 major in that key. And the D minor 7 flat 5 is the 2 chord in that key. But both of those chords function the same. So if I just listen to a D minor 7 flat 5 moving to a C major, and listen to an A flat major 7, right? There's a tremendous similarity. All right, and I should mention that the A flat major 7 and the F minor are relative to each other, right? So the A flat major 7 is relative to the F minor because they use the same notes, all right? And so the notes in an A flat major 7 are A flat, C, E flat, and G. A flat, C, E flat, and G. In an F minor, we have an A flat, a C, an F, right? F, A flat, C, and then we could go down to the E flat as well to make it an F minor 7. So as you can see, the notes are very similar. Okay, so both of all three of those chords are very similar. They come from the same root scale. Okay, and that's sort of important when you're soloing, right? So we have a chord that comes out of the parallel minor, moving to the 5 chord in C major. You could just call it C major, and then you could stay in C minor here too, as long as you pick up that B, and then C major, right? And then the same thing happens again. Now, because what we're wanting to do is do play-alongs, I'm going to put that in the play-along track. In other words, I'm going to play along with the chord progression using first C minor, then moving to C minor with a B in it, and then moving to the C major. Okay, good. You get the idea, right? So here is the minor scale. And what I would suggest you do is just play that minor scale along with the parallel major scale in all positions: major, minor, So the minor is obviously going to have that flat 3 in it, right? Now we move to an F sharp minor 7 flat 5, or an F sharp half diminished. What do I use against this chord? Well, I would call this the 2 chord in the key of E minor, right? 2 chord. Here, this F minor, I would call this the 4 chord in C minor. So we're back to C minor, right? So F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is, we're going to call that the 2 chord in E minor. And then this one we're going to call the 4 chord in C minor. And then we're back to C major, the 3 chords in C major, and then an E flat diminished passing chord. I'm going to play this chord because the notes are very similar. As a B7 with a flat 9. That, and then it's home free, right? D minor 7, G7, 2 5 1 in C major. Okay, so let's just sort of try to follow. Yeah, let's take it from the top. Flat. E flat. C major. Chords. Okay. So one thing I notice here is ripping through a whole bunch of scales when the chords are going by this quickly. Yes, you can justify the this being the 2 chord in the key of E minor. And then you can play just F minor, the key of F minor, C major. Right, because E minor is the 3 chords. The E flat diminished. You could play just a straight diminished arpeggio and so on. So when it's at this clip, what I often do is if I have a brain freeze, I'll just play chords, and you can do that as well. Intersperse chords throughout the body of the tune as you're soloing. You can also keep the solos nice and simple by just grabbing roots and thirds and sevenths. I'll show you what I mean by that. So that I'm keeping the melody in mind, and at the same time just sort of spelling out the chords. Right, C major. You don't even have to go that far. A flat, G7, C. You can clearly hear the main thing is that you're not losing the gist of the melody. This kind of and the changes. This kind of practice is really, really handy as well when you just play more in a rubato style. Just you work your way through. Just spelling the chords out, right? Just moving around the fretboard, spelling out the chords, and staying simple. Or you can also define and do harmonic mapping kind of thing where you're looking at what does an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 tell me? It tells me it's a 2 chord in an E minor in the scale of E minor, and so I can over that I can play E minor, F minor. I would say the key of C minor or F minor. And so on. You can map things out, and then listen to what your map, harmonic map, sounds like. I hope you know what I mean by that. Like when I look at D minor 7, G7, and C major 7, that's a 2, a 5, and a 1. So I know that the key of C major. The C major scale is going to work through this, right? When I see a B flat 7, I know I'm no longer in C major. Now I'm I'm leading to the key of E flat major, key of C major, key of E flat major, key of C major is the way I would approach that. Arpeggios will always work as well, but E major, C, and E flat. All of these are exercises that you can use with play along tracks like this. Where you can take it, the play along track once through just with playing roots and thirds of each of the chords. You can take the play along track through and play and just comp through it like that, and at that tempo. You can take the play along track and just play the roots of the chords. You can play it down at the bottom, or you can play the roots of the chords at the top, right? And so on. You can add the third to the roots. Right, that works great, and you can then add the seventh. There's lots of different ways to approach getting the most out of your playing a play along track time, and use these play along tracks to use different techniques and also educate your ears at the same time. So there's a ton that you can do with a play along track, and so I invite you to do that. I am going to link this track in the description, and you can bring it up on your own, get yourself set up, get yourself tuned up, and just start gently and easily. You will be able to find the excuse me. You'll be able to find the chart. Just by googling night and day, or you can go to the last video and get the chart there. Make sure to watch both of these videos if you're interested in approaching soloing and play along tracks, and as well as chord melody style. Remember that there's a difference between a chord melody style. With chord melody, I want to keep the melody there, so anyone can say, "Oh, well, that's night and day." But when we do a chord solo style, it's more like that. You're working your way all across the fretboard, keeping the melody in mind, but it's much more. You're not having to define exactly the melody. These things are important to get the most out of a tune. Okay, I think I better leave it there. I'll leave this link in the description. If this video was helpful to you, like, subscribe. It helps the algorithm immensely. Buy me a coffee. Buy one of my books, which you can get on Amazon. And please leave a question. I get back to all the questions with fairly lengthy answers. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you real soon.